Well, good afternoon, everybody. While this is coming up, and there we go, I want to introduce myself, and we'll get started here. I know we're running a little bit behind time, but I'm Tim Amundsen. I'm a product planner with Scaleflux, and we have Yang here, who is our VP of engineering, hardware engineering specifically. Now, this track all about security has had a lot of experts come through. By no means are we the experts on Caliptra and all of the nuances of why the community chose each element. We are here to share our experience implementing Caliptra in both a NVMe SSD as well as a CXL SoC. So many of you have the background on what is Caliptra and why it is significant for our community, but I want to do a quick plug because I know not everyone in this room has that background. So the community came together and defined a security standard based off of hardware. And that security standard enables us to do firmware attestation. It enables us to do measured boot. It enables us to do many other features. Now, this is not the end. As you've heard in this tract, we're working on OCP lock and other tools to move forward. It is very much community-based. And it came together to address problems with a fragmented landscape. When we have so many different versions of a security subsystem, when we have so many different versions of attestation, and someone finds an issue, it trickles down. When we can have a bunch of brilliant minds come together to scrutinize one solution, the solution is better, okay? So that's why we have Caliptra. Now there's a couple different tracks. There was one earlier this morning which was fantastic about OCP lock and getting us an update on that. But there's also another one later today. And I invite you to participate in that. So Caliptra is this anchor, this root of trust, this point that we can base security off of as we move forward. Now, the beautiful thing about this and having a community is that it is available to all. Okay? It is an open door. You can go onto GitHub and you can get access to it. It is available to us all through the CHIPS Alliance, and it is Apache source licensing. So you can take this product, you can put it in your product that you monetize, and there's no concerns about that. So we invite you to do that. Now, it's not just it's readily available online, but you can also get quite involved with the community. And this is a call out that'll be, again, mentioned later, but get involved. There are Slack channels, there are weekly emails, there are opportunities, I see a thumbs up over here for weekly emails. There are opportunities to get involved and be informed. Even if you don't plan to implement Caliptra today, even if your silicon project is already in flight and you already have a security subsystem, get informed, be part of the community that's defining what is next. We know that silicon development projects take a long time, okay? But be informed so that you're on the edge of understanding and can adopt the very next one for that next silicon project. Now at Scaleflux, we focus on NVMe and CXL SoCs, but what we're discussing from here on applies to anything. And Caliptra can be adopted into GPUs, any form of accelerator, anything that needs hardware root of trust, it can be adopted. Now, we took advantage of this very, very early on, and we had some learning and growing that we then turned back to the community and provided feedback. And the beautiful thing is that feedback was taken and adapted and put in so that others can learn from it. And we learned quickly. With Scaleflux, we have silicon. We just got first silicon on 2 SoCs that have Caliptra in it. It is successful, it is vetted, and you can have confidence in implementing it yourself. Now, I'll go over this slide real quick and then turn it over to Yang. So the package is readily available on GitHub, as I mentioned. There is specifications, great documentation. There are also all the tools you need to validate it, to do simulations and to do testing, okay? If you get on there and you're like, oh, I wish there was, and then fill in the blank, reach out to the community, and the community will get it on there. The whole goal is to make it easy to implement. Again, we got involved fairly early and started implementing it, but it is a significantly easier process than it was just a year ago, okay? Now, the documentation is constantly improving, and the content is constantly expanding, especially with lock just around the corner. So again, please get involved.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. Today I'm going to explain why and how we adopt and implementing the Caliptra. It's starting from around a year ago when we are talking with our one of our hyperscaler customer. They mentioned that about the Caliptra. At that time, I have no idea what is Caliptra, right? And then later, and I do some research, and I figure out, that's what we want. Okay, even for before, we already have 2 generations of controllers with in-house developed security subsystem, a very mature and silicon proven. But still, when I saw this Caliptra, I believe this is what we need, because the reason is just like Tim mentioned, that each company has their own solution of security subsystem in their chip. And also, I believe every engineer is kind of proud of their solution. But still, in the industry, it's all about the ecosystem. We need the unified solution which can be easily adopted by all our customers. I remember around 2 years ago, I attended 3 full days training just how to pass this security certification, whatever, through the government. And they told us it may take a couple of years to get the certification. And in that case, it means that our customer cannot get the latest mainstream product because they always get the certified product which is certified actually 2-3 years ago. So this is bad for this industry, right? So that's why we decide to commit to this community and to implement Caliptra in the real silicon. So here it's the picture here shows the real floor plan for the Caliptra, and also actually the Caliptra is part of our security subsystem. The size is around 0.4 square millimeter. It's a pretty small IP. It's not that complicated to us. It's very easy for us to implement into our system. At beginning, our engineer say you need to, there's some learning curve to start it. But actually, what I heard from them is that if they have questions, they can ask, and they find bug, they can get help through the community, either GitHub or Slack, and it's overall the integration process is very smooth. Okay, and also as the lead of engineering, right? To be honest, no news is good news, right? Usually, I rarely heard any complaint or something from our engineers who is working on this Caliptra. So which means it's very good. It's with a high quality, and it meets our expectation. Yeah, so this is the real silicon that's just coming back around 10 days ago. Like in this subsystem, security subsystem, Caliptra is part of it. Because even Caliptra is pretty complete, but still we need to support some specific crypto functions for some customers. So that's why we have our some own crypto functions algorithm as well. So in that case, we don't want to design 2 separate different subsystems, right? So we still would like to use the Caliptra as a framework to support more some specific function that our customer are requesting. So that's why here we do this through some internal bus and the mailbox, all those mechanisms. Fortunately, in the Caliptra 2.0, what I heard is that the Caliptra 2.0 is going to has a much more flexible bus, and which enable us to support more and more, some specific crypto functions in the future. Yeah. So this we are very glad to see this. Okay, so for the boot up sequence, it's I'm the hardware engineer, so I'm not very familiar with the boot up sequence, but still we have a Caliptra firmware and also our in-house firmware. So we boot up, co-work with this Caliptra firmware and boot up our firmware through the bootloader, BL1, BL2, BL3. So the good news is like in the first 2 days, I think, we already successfully boot up the Caliptra ROM code. without any problem. And later, we can put up our firmware code within a week. Only one glitch is like we in our RSA engine, there's the configuration, we misconfigured it. So that's why we see the signature is not correct. And we fix that in the firmware, and then so far we can see very seamlessly boot up sequence starting from the Caliptra and to our own full-blown firmware. Yeah, so this is the firmware, right? So I'll pass this. Yeah. So testing the Caliptra testing environment is pretty new to us because we are in-house. We are using the UVM flow, which is pretty popular for the ASIC company. The Caliptra a little bit different, but still our engineers they learn it and they can adopt it very quickly and run it without any problem. Yeah. Okay. Again, overall, I will say thank you for the OCP Caliptra community. Right, they enable us and to have this solution, and I hope in the future and we can all the provider companies they can support it, and yeah, and as Scaleflux, we continue to work on this and to support in our current generation and the future generations. So far, we already have 2 controllers with the Caliptra embedded, and we build it at a hard micro and copy it to the 2 controllers. So if you're interested, feel free to talk to us, and we can to see you can work together. Yeah, yeah, come back to the team.
Excellent. As Yang said, we're very committed to the community. We're going to be pushing out more products here quite soon. 2 today. We have another one just around the corner. That's a boot SoC that will have Caliptra on it as well. But call to action. Take out your phone. Wouldn't it be awesome if those who manage the email list get a blast of a ton of people requesting access to that email list? Get involved. It's super, super simple. It's not junk mail. It's very, very interesting, very on point. And if you design SoCs, I invite you to get involved today. Quick, picture and you're in. Take advantage of it, contribute, and it's better for the whole community as a whole. So thank you. Well, any questions I should ask? Okay. Excellent.
Thank you very much.